Hi, Julie. How you doing today?
Great. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for being willing to join us today and talk about a little bit of your history of moving from on-prem solutions and going to the cloud, and then we'll talk a little bit about Sage Intacct as we go through this. So, thank you.
Absolutely.
Would you remind me what your situation was before we took you to Sage Intacct?
So I've had quite the history with all different types of accounting systems. So I had a background first in GP. I actually go way back in the day to Solomon. And I've always been really into using financial systems to produce the information that we need. I like to push them to their max. So I've been lucky enough to have partnered with you guys at Alta Vista to be able to take me through all of the journey from all of the different companies I've worked at. And I've been able to take them from there. I've worked with even QuickBooks, and we've gone from there now into Sage Intacct. And it has been just made my life so much easier, and everybody in the company to be able to have information at their fingertips real time has been great.
So, thinking about the situation before we went to Sage Intacct, what was the biggest pain points that you had in your current environment?
So the biggest issue is really to be able to get that information to the users on a real-time basis. When you're using systems like QuickBooks, you have to go through, all kinds of reporting, maybe exports, do a bunch of things to get the right information to the people who need it. And now with Sage Intacct, we're able to develop dashboards that people can look at on a daily basis. They can be traveling anywhere. They can just get to any type of computer, pull up anything that they need. Everything's right there at their fingertips on a real-time basis. It's just been a huge help for the operations team to be able to have that information.
So it kind of makes me think about when we did the conversion and you started using Intacct. If you think back to them, what was the first thing that's made you say, wow, this is a great system?
Well, in my environment that I'm at right now, we are going through and doing a whole bunch of acquisitions. So my biggest wow was our very first acquisition that we did. I was able to bring them into Intacct from the system that they were using within the same month of the acquisition. And I was able to turn around and put together financial statements on a combined basis for our entities. And since then, we've acquired probably about 6 other entities, and I've been able to bring all of those in real time. There's been no delay in any kind of financials. Obviously, we've had a lot of support with your team there at Alta Vista, being able to help us put the things into place. But now we feel like we can bring any company into the fold very easily.
Oh, that's great. So one thing that I remember from doing your implementation, we know that Sage Intacct has a open API that's very well documented. One of the efficiencies that we gained with you is that we were able to integrate with some of your other systems. How do you feel about that and how that worked out? Are you able to get the data from there? How's the integration?
So before we moved onto Sage, when we were using QuickBooks, we were using a different system. And then actually it was like a double entry. So all of the information was in our operations system, and then all of that needed to be input into QuickBooks. There were timing and reconciliation issues. And then when we came on board with Sage Intacct, you guys were able to connect right to our operating system, which is we dispatch people across all of Michigan. And right from that dispatch board, it goes all the way through into my Intacct system electronically, and it creates that invoice for me. So all of our reconciliation times have gone down. Being able to get, the information in real time is right there in the system in front of you. We've been able to save. We've grown we started at 13 million and now we're at 50 million. And we've added maybe 2 people in our accounting department. So this has given us so many efficiencies by being able to link the 2 systems together.
Yeah, it really sounds like it. So with your history, since I've known you for quite some time, we know that you used Microsoft Dynamics SL, formerly known as Solomon. We know that you used Microsoft Dynamics GP, formerly known as Great Plains. And I have lots of customers that are still on those systems. Some of them are hesitant to go to the cloud. Some of them are hesitant to even have the conversation. It's the idea of, hey, it's not broke, don't fix it. What advice would you give to them that are hesitant to move to the cloud or move to Sage Intacct?
So I am surprised I actually did myself, because if you go way back, I was a Microsoft person from the start. There's no switching me. And then when you guys came out and showed the capability, I almost didn't believe it, but because I trusted you enough, I went forward. And now that I'm here, I've talked to several people who are on Microsoft and felt just how I did, that there's no way I can switch off. And after I show them what it can do, I mean, it's just well above where we were at. I mean, the ability to just be, anywhere and log in and grab whatever you need. Another great feature that we're using is we have all of our accounts payable. Everything's all electronic. Everything's attached into the system. So, I could be traveling anywhere, pull up my computer and get any document that I need. It's saved us tremendously in time, and it's made everything so much more efficient.
I was talking to a customer yesterday, and he brought that up, what you had just said, that I can have my laptop anywhere. In his particular case, he's doing it from his phone and his iPad. Just loves the opportunity to be able to connect anytime, anywhere, as long as he's got connection.
Being able to bring in the whole company too. So if you go to your basic functions, even accounts payable and getting approvals, I mean, I can have, my team out in the field, and they can just, pick up their phones, pick up their things and hit approve. There's no delay in anything anymore. Everything's just right there at everybody's fingertips.
Well, it sounds like you're very happy with the move.
Very happy.
That's great to hear. Well, Julie, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today about this. I'm happy that you're still a customer and going to be a long-term relationship and continue to work with you on the migration.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Julie.